Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for being here. I wore a Rotary mask today because James Yone, the president of the Rotary Club of Syracuse, wanted me to do that to promote World Immunization Week this week, April 24th to the 30th. Obviously very timely for COVID-19, but also for polio around the world. So, James, thank you for that, and thank you for the mask. Let's go over some data, touch on some points, and then we'll take some questions. Dr. Gupta is here as well to talk about any questions related to the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. We're catching up on data from over the weekend. One death over the weekend, unfortunately, Caucasian female, 86 years of age. Certainly a reminder the virus is still here, it's still deadly, and certainly my thoughts and all of our thoughts and prayers go out to the family members and to everyone we've lost in the pandemic. 7-day rolling average staying strong, 1.4 to 1.5. Looking for some real testing numbers to get back for the last 24 hours, but it looks like we're closer to 1.4 than 1.5. Over the weekend, we had 203 total cases. And so Saturday, Sunday, coming into Monday, we'll count that, 67 cases per day. So that I actually reported out on weekends. We get the cases, we transfer out cases over the course of the weekend. We get updated numbers. So I actually reported out over 20 more cases than we actually had Saturday and Sunday. So that's good news. So negative 20 from what I already reported out. Today's number is 44 new cases, and again, 67 3-day average. So it looks like we're starting to trickle back down a little bit from where we were, and hopefully that will be a trend moving forward. A couple interesting points out of the cases today. 0 cases over 70 years of age, so that's very good. 93% of our cases were under 59 years of age. But I do want to kind of just touch on a number that I think we're going to see more of, 41%. Now, 41% of 44 isn't the largest number, but I do think this will be the new trend, is 41% of the cases are 0 to 19. The virus is going to find a host. They're going to find hosts that aren't vaccinated, and so it's going to move to the kids. And your 12 to 18-year-old kids are social, they're active, and if they find a pocket of the virus, it will get to them and it will spread. I just think it's important that we recognize this as parents. There's a lot of parents that reach out to me related to sports testing, wanting me to get rid of sports testing for high-risk sports. And certainly we evaluate the data, and we don't want to do anything that is prohibitive. But the reality is the virus is in these pockets every day. And so if our number one goal in county government related to schools is to keep people in-person learning, number one. If you have an outbreak on a team, on school campus, and it goes into the classroom, that could derail our number one goal. So I have had people concerned. They don't agree with our decision to continue high-risk testing at sports. It's okay that they don't agree with me, but this is why we're doing it. And again, some of the high-risk sports that we saw more transmission with football is ending. We can reassess that going into the fall, but also we can reassess lacrosse. We'll look at some lacrosse data. But 12 to 15 is the largest, today was the largest age demographic within that 0 to 19. Hopefully we'll be able to vaccinate that demographic sooner. What's interesting is you always had the 16 to 19 was always the biggest demographic under 19. We've been vaccinating a little bit now in this, and we're going to continue to vaccinate with parental consent when necessary. But now we're starting to see that demographic improve with COVID. So the vaccine continues to work in each demographic we see. Looking at active cases, 612, so down to 612. Hospitalizations, 43 individuals are hospitalized. So that number got as high as into the 60s. Now it's dropped back down into the 40s. It's been there for about 4 or 5 days. Good news with 9 9 neighbors in the ICU. That number's dropped a little bit, but please keep these 9 individuals in your thoughts and prayers. Looking at the vaccine this week, it's a big week for us with getting out to the schools, the high schools. We will have a first dose Pfizer clinic on Friday at the On Center. Tomorrow, we will be at Fayetteville Manlius High School and Cicero North Syracuse High School. Wednesday, we will be at Jamesville DeWitt High School. And to give you the idea of what we're doing here, we'll have CBA, Manlius Pebble Hill, and Bishop Grimes work through that clinic. On Wednesday, we will be at ITC, right down the street. And Corcoran, PSLA at Fowler, Nottingham, and Henniger will also work through that clinic. Then on Thursday, we will be at West Genesee High School, where West Hill, Solvay, Bishop Ludden, Syracuse Academy of Science, and the OnTech Charter School will go and get vaccinated there. And then also on Thursday, we will be at Marcellus High School, of which Skinny Atlas and Jordan Elbridge will go and utilize that clinic as well. So our goal here is to really get to those numbers. Overall, we vaccinated over 50% of our population, a little bit over that, about almost 65% of our eligible population. It's certainly getting more difficult, and that's why Dr. Gupta and her team are going to be hitting the road. They're going to be doing road shows. And our first one will be Friday. We will be doing a Johnson & Johnson single-dose clinic at the Fabius Area Community Center. We're looking at zip code data where participation is not that great. It makes sense if you think about just geographically where Fabius is. It's probably from downtown, the furthest away out of any of our towns. Not a great route to the fairgrounds, other mass vac sites. So we're going to go into Fabius on Friday with the Johnson & Johnson shot. One shot. Dr. Gupta will talk in a minute about any questions related to what the CDC and the FDA were looking at. But we're excited. Probably next week, this will be more of what we're looking at. Dr. Gupta and her team still need to do second doses here from some large clinics. But we'll probably be doing the pop-up model throughout the county. Reminder on testing, asymptomatic testing, on center 4 days a week. You can register on gov.net. Community sites, Tuesday, we will be at the Northeast Community Center in Onondaga Town Hall. And Thursday, we will be at East Syracuse Village Hall.